Yeah, Siva, what is the demo
Hi,
today?
sir.
No?
Yeah,
Hi.
so the demo is about a developer wanted you to develop one WordPress site image to share with the other ACP user. So
Mm.
this is our requirement. So for this,
Mm.
first of all, we need to launch one EC2 server in our AWS console. Then in that EC2 server, we need to install Docker and Docker Compose engine. Then we need to create one Docker Compose YAML file. So in that YAML file, I will configure the WordPress with MySQL DB. Then we can build the WordPress site image and you can save in the Docker Hub. So we need to push the WordPress site image to the Docker Hub container. Then we need to create another EC2 server. So on the EC2 server, we can pull the WordPress image container, so which we have taken previously and access from the public IP from the EC2 server, second EC2 server. So these are the tasks which we are going to perform now. First of all, we need to launch one EC2 server for user 1. So for that, I'm going to the AWS console. So yeah, this is our AWS console with my IAM user. So give a name of server. I'll just give Docker 1. Select Ubuntu. So I'll select Ubuntu OS with 18.04 version. Then it is a free tier eligible, the T2 micron. The key name is AWS, which I have created already. And the VPC, I'll go with default VPC as well as availability zone. So auto assign public IP is enabled to connect with the internet. So create a security group. So just give anywhere. So let's enable all this. So let's increase our storage to perform our activities in the server. So let's launch our instance. So go to instances. So the server is creating in the backend. So meanwhile, we'll go into our PPT. So we have, so this is our task 1. So now we have launched one EC2. This is the second task. We need to install Docker as well as Docker Compose in the EC2 server. So for that, these are the commands which we need to execute in the EC2 server. So first of all, so our server is up and running state. So it's good to go with the server. So go to through the Mobaxton with SSH. Session, click on session, go to SSH. You need to give here public IP. So for that, click on here, take public IP, go to Mobaxton, give here. So this is, click on SSH settings, use a private key, select AWS key, open, click on OK. Yeah, we have connected through Mobaxton with SSH. So let's update the server first of all. apt. So let's increase our font size first of all. So just clear this, all these things. So now we need to install Docker and as well as Docker Compose on the EC2. Okay. So this is the first command to install Docker. Copy this. Enter. So you need to take docker.sh. Enter. Now it is installing the Docker on our EC2 machine. So it is configuring the backend. Okay. So let's verify first of all whether Docker is installed or not. So for that, --, version. So yeah, Docker version is available on our server. So with this we have successfully installed Docker in our server. So let us install Docker Compose also. So for that, this is the command. Give here, enter. So next you need to give you need to give permission, execution permission to the Docker Compose. Let's give here. So let's verify the Docker Compose version also. Yeah, let's type it. So it is 1.29.2 version. Yeah. So now okay. So that we have installed Docker version also. So this is our Docker Compose file, ML file. Okay. So this is the WordPress. This is the DB server. So I am going with the MySQL database. So that's why image is MySQL 8.0.27. So volumes, this is the DB data. So it is the default path where all the stored in this where lib MySQL. So it is always restart state only. So the environment is MySQL root password, some password, and MySQL database is database as well as MySQL user and MySQL password. So this is the root password, database, and user and password. So it is an exposing to the internet, connect to the internet on the 3306. So this is the WordPress. The image is WordPress latest. This is the port it is running on the port 80 port number server. So the state is always restored. So WordPress environment is what DB host is some DB. Again WordPress DB user is some WordPress. So WordPress DB password is some WordPress. This is the DB name. You can connect to DB data. Create one Docker Compose file. Okay, so for that I need to execute compose.yaml because it has YAML language. And so click on. So I have the code in my local. So let's take the code. Click on OK. So and okay, so now you need to up the Docker Compose. So for that funding, enter. So it is installing WordPress with connected to the MySQL DB. So it is pulling from the library. So first it will check in the local. So if it is not available, so it will go into the library, then it will bring from that library. So it shows the pulling from this MySQL library. So this is for WordPress. So we are creating DB and as well as WordPress. Okay. Yeah, we have executed this command. So now the task 4 is build a WordPress site image and save in Docker Hub. So for that we need to execute these commands. So we already Docker Compose, we have already up the Docker Compose. Now just give Docker PS containers which are running on our server. So it shows permission denied while executing the Docker commands. So for that we need to execute two commands. This is the commands we need to execute before executing the Docker commands. So this command is we are adding the user to the Docker group first of all. And the next one is we are executing the permissions in the var run docker.sock. 666 permission we have given. Just here, just enter. Now execute the same command docker ps. So we have created two images. So MySQL 8.0.27 and WordPress is the latest one, latest version. So these are two available on our EC2 server. Okay, so that's next after Docker PS. Let's connect to the public IP with 80. So let's go to AWS console. So just copy this, come here, paste. So our WordPress site is opened so by using the container Docker Compose file. So let's continue. So now we need to give some information. So let's give okay, my test app. Username is Krishna. So this is the password. So confirm password and just give email. So let's okay, install WordPress. Okay, just save it. So just log in. Okay, let's give credentials to the WordPress. So I have logged in with my credentials to the WordPress. So let us create one blog or one post. So click on add new. So click next. Next, get started. So let's write something here. So if you want, you can write here also. You can take any image or something. So let's publish it. Publish.
Just share that blog URL.
Yeah, okay. So
I'll also test. I will also test.
copy this URL.
Oh, great! It's working.
Yes, yeah. Our WordPress site is working on EC2 server. First
Yes.
EC2 server.
Now, what you need to do when you take second EC2, you are going to pull the image, right?
Yes, yes,
That time you can show this particular blog, which is created now in first EC2.
yes, yes. Same, yeah,
That
image.
is the proof, like same image you have pulled up. I mean, you pushed it to Docker and you pulled down in second
Yes,
EC2.
yes, yes. So for that,
That's where
first
the,
of
yes.
so for that,
Yeah.
I need to take in the backup of the container. So
Hmm.
after backup, I need to commit the backup with the Docker up credentials. Then I need to
Hmm.
push the Docker up. I need to push that container to the Docker Hub. Docker Hub. That's it. So for that, I need
Right.
to run the command. So Docker run. This is the command which we need to create container from the Docker image. So I need to execute this command first of all. So for that, go to EC2. So type run name. See, Docker run hyphen hyphen name is equal to my container hyphen p 80:80 80 hyphen itd WordPress because it is the WordPress, right? So I'm taking the backup to the WordPress. So let's enter. Failed programming connectivity of endpoint. Port is already allocated. Okay, so it is already allocated. So let's rewind this with some other port number. 8000 server hitting IP address with this number, then it will come out. My C4 is already in use by container. Okay, fine. So let's take another name, C5 something. Let's enter. So yeah, I have created a container from that image, WordPress image. So let's go to our next. So let's Docker PS. So let's list the containers. So this is the three. So here only two, MySQL and WordPress. Now the containers are three, MySQL, WordPress and WordPress. So I have running the I have run this command. So for that the WordPress as a container is created here. So next I need to commit the Docker file. So that's why this is the command. So Docker commit ID, name of backup name. So to execute Docker commit. So commit ID, WordPress commit ID is this one, DFC. That's it. Copy this, give it here. Docker commit ID and name of the backup. So I have given a name like version. So just give version backup. Let's enter. So it has committed with the ID. So next I need to give Docker commit ID and the name of the Docker hub. So first I need to create the Docker hub convention name. So for that I need to go to Docker hub. So let's go to repositories, create repository. So give backup. So just create. So this is the command. So this is the our Docker hub convention name. Okay, we need to give this name 87 from 8765 to backup. Copy this. So I need to give Docker commit. So this is the commit ID. Give this Docker hub convention name. Let's enter. So it has successfully committed with the Docker convention name. So now let's see the images. How many images are available? see our with the Docker Hub convention name, we have created an image by using the commit command, Docker commit command. So let's push our WordPress container to the Docker Hub convention. Docker Hub. Okay, let's. So Docker. This is the Docker Hub convention name. So this is the convention name. Copy. Do it here. Enter. Access to the resource is denied. Okay. We need to actually for that pushing the container to the Docker Hub, we need to log into the Docker Hub credential. So for that, just type
You need to use your ID, right?
this Docker login
Yes.
username. So yeah, this is my username 8765 KRA. Okay. So just give the password. Enter your credentials correctly. So otherwise it won't allow. Yeah, I have logged in successfully. So let's rewind the push. Enter. Now it is pushing to the Docker Hub. So from EC to the Docker Hub. So,
You can show that image on your repository from browser also. Refresh that.
so this is WordPress backup. So yeah, a few seconds ago it is successfully pushed to the Docker Hub. So this is the latest image. So let's go to tags. So this is our Docker pull 8765. This is the convention name of the Docker hub. The size is 204. WordPress image size is 204. Okay. So with this, I have completed all the Docker.
First stage of the WordPress site image.
Yes, on EC2.
So in second stage, you need to give access to the user, and their user need to work with the WP site with the same blog site, blog verification.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So for that, I need to launch second EC2. So let's go to AWS console. So click on launch instance. I need to give Docker 2. So I'll select Ubuntu and with the 18.04 version. Select key pair, which I have created already. I'll go with default VPC as well as availability zone. So create security group. Just allow everything. If you want, you can take. Okay, let's take it. Account launch instance. So these are the steps which I followed just now to launch this EC2 instance. Refresh it. So our second server is up and running now. So take a public IP of say EC2 server. Go to backstem. Go to session. Go to SSH. Give it public IP. Click on SSH. Select a private key. AWS key. Open. OK. So let's update the server first of all. So our next task, pull the WordPress container and access the web page. So for that we need to first install the Docker engine in our second server. So for that copy this docker.sh. Let's take a second command. So before pulling the WordPress to the second server, we need to install Docker first of all. Okay. So after we need to verify Docker version. Okay. Let's wait. Okay. So let's verify version. Version. So it is available on the second server, EC2 server. So now we need to pull Docker from the Docker hub to the second EC2 server. So this is the command docker pull Docker hub convention name. Yeah. So just give Docker pull. Otherwise, you can take from the Docker hub only. So this is the exact command, pull command. Take it, give it here, enter. So again permission denied. Yeah. So again this is the fresh second server. We need to give the execution permission to the Ubuntu user. So for that, so let's execute this command. We need to add the Ubuntu user to the Docker group first of all. Otherwise it won't allow. So let's execute permissions also. Apply 666 permission. Sorry. Okay, let's vent it, enter. While trying to connect, yeah, actually I have given the same command. Okay, let's give another command. Okay, I need to give 666 command. Okay, sudo chmod 666. I need to check this command. Good here. Now we execute Docker pull. So it is pulling from the Docker hub, this Docker convention name. Okay. So it is taking from this Docker hub. So let's give Docker images first of all. So yeah, it is showing inside the Docker images. So let's create container from this Docker image. So for that, name one 80 colon 80. So last one is WordPress. This one you need to give this image name. Copy in here. So let's enter. So it has created the container itself. So let's enter Docker. So yeah, it is showing and it has created container also. Okay, so let's verify our EC2, second EC2 server with the public IP. Go to Docker 2, take public IP. So we have entered the same port number. So let's check the security group. Okay. So just add one more thing. So refresh it. So yeah, it is
Okay.
WordPress site in the second EC2 server.
You have already those, right? Those credentials, right? Earlier you have given that.
Actually, that current EC2 server one you are asking.
No, no, no. In EC2 server one, you have given the credentials. With that, you built the site. Now here, those should exist it actually.
So here actually I have in my local code.
See, WordPress site was built in first EC2 machine, right?
Yes, yes.
That you took the backup of that under image, Docker image, then you used it here. When you use it, it is just, you can open the site, it should work. You don't need to use this particular screen also.
Okay. Okay.
Just to say update, it should be there, right? Those are displaying, right? Username and other things.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
The same thing you have given earlier, right? Am I right?
Yeah, in the EC2 server one itself.
Here you can save it. That's, you don't need to give different names. With the same name you can.
Okay. So DB name.
They are disabled. Actually, it is created already, right?
Yeah.
Is it
Username.
allowing you? You can give, if you want you another username, you can give it.
Password. Okay. So local host. This information from your web host. Okay. Submit. Establishing a DB connection. Okay. Actually, these are the different configuration. I think.
No, you do one thing. Just simply access the website. You have the blog URL there, right? In the earlier EC2.
Yes.
That particular site access is there, right? What you need to do, you need to take this IP, replace that IP, and remaining thing will be same URL. You put the current IP, current EC2 IP, public IP. It
Here.
should work. You don't need to set up anything here. It should work.
Okay.
Because it is a replica of that.
So take a second server IP address.
Just paste on that IP. Overwrite on that IP. That's all. Okay, it needs the server running, server setup. Look.
Admin. Yes, it needs admin password.
In, is it correct? URL is correct. You give the IP to me here.
Okay. So I'll share the IP.
IP address only. I need it.
Second server
Let
IP.
me. Second server IP. Public IP.
Mm-hmm.
1 minute.
Just give colon 8080.
I think I closed that blog. 1 minute. Let me test it. No, that blog is web page is closed by me. I think it is not there. Anyhow, you do one thing. Just set up the word this credential. That's all. It should work.
Here. I have given the same credentials.
You can change that. You don't need to keep the same thing. IDs, everything, database name. You are configuring it here.
So what is local host? This host. Just give this one. Let me check.
Public ID.
Passport information is incorrect.
Or you use the same password, it should do.
I'm using the same password only.
Okay, you use it, try it. Whether it works or not, you can test it.
Yeah.
Can you do one thing? Just go to container, this second EC2 container, or you change the ID, user ID and password, try one more time with a different new one, new. You can try that combination also.
Take this public IP. Let's enter.
Yeah, bottom it is showing working, right?
So it
In the
is
corner, left corner bottom.
still it is.
Okay, anyhow, you have shown, go to the container, just second server, second EC2 container.
Yes.
There also you can show by testing that.
Where here?
Did you go to container?
Yes.
Second EC2.
I'll increase the size.
Go to container, use systemctl in Linux and verify the server is running or not. Apache 2 or something. WPA server code is there on Apache, right? Apache server should be running, right?
In the server 1 or?
Server 2, EC2, second EC2.
Okay.
There is some inconsistency in the passwords and this one. You can fix that later. But in the meanwhile, just try systemctl. Anyhow, Blocksite has opened it. That setup is related to admin work, WP admin work. It's not cloud engineer job. Okay, status, yeah, this Apache 2 or which one you installed it?
This is WordPress. I have pulled the WordPress to pulling from WordPress.
No, not that one. In WordPress image, what happens? You have Apache.
Okay.
On top of Apache or code, you are copying the PHP code of the WordPress. It is still running on the Apache only. Type Apache 2 as status Apache 2. Apache
So
HTTPD. Can you go to your PPT? Let us see the commands. First, what you did after EC2 launching in Linux. 1 minute, hold on. Compose you downloaded, then go down, just go down. Okay, in the container, what did you do? These all are blue color, very light. You have to increase the font. Okay. You have MariaDB, right?
so, but I didn't use that image. They just uncomment that one.
Mhm. What is the database running there?
MySQL
MySQL.
8 dot.
And then you check MySQL server is running or not. Just that is enough to show one server is running in the network. Status MySQL. What is the server name? Could not be. No, you need to be there in the container, right? You are in Linux based system, host system. You need to interact to container, you need to open it in Docker. Use container interactive -it command. Then there you use these status commands.
Uh,
Okay,
so I
do
can.
one thing. Huh?
Yeah.
In the next demo, you work on this, and in another demo, this kind of things you will be doing it, right? WordPress. In the
Yes.
second image, you can show the same way. Let us stop this recording. For today, let us terminate this one. But anyhow, your target is done, right? Go to PPT. One more time, you tell what are the agenda items and what you did, all these things.
So
Sep-
basically, this is
steps,
our request.
steps.
First step.
So what all you did launching EC2, installing Docker and Docker Compose, and you created a Docker Compose YAML file, and you built the WP site with a Docker file, and you saved the Docker image into Hub, and you created a second EC2. There you pull the WordPress image and you have accessed the WordPress site. That is enough. But where you got stuck up is in setting up the database
DB.
access, blog site, all those things. You don't need to worry those things. That is the job of the WP admin or developer. Okay. So you have proved it. Image is working. That's enough. Okay. I'll stop recording.